What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. And hey, if you're tuning in, you might have noticed I've been streaming like 3 to 4 days a week, both on Twitch at twitch.tv/thequartering, but also on YouTube on my Quartercast channel. It's mostly just chill streams. So if you want to stay and watch on YouTube, check out Quartercast. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment below. Or if you want to hang out on Twitch, obviously I'll leave a link for that too. It's been really helpful in helping me relax. I talk about kind of things going on, but I also play video games. So if that's not your thing, I understand too. But I've kind of moved my live streams off the main channel to Quartercast. Chris Pratt is trending, and I wondered why. I saw all sorts of tweets about Chris Pratt. I kind of expected the worst, given that it's Twitter. Here's the thing. Chris Pratt has a weird relationship with Twitter. Twitter hates him. They have deemed him probably the worst thing anyone can be in Twitter's eyes, and that is, of course, a conservative. Now, I don't really care what anyone calls themselves. I actually think it's better that we get away from these type of labels, because I think it leads to tribalism, and it leads to feeling like you need to make certain decisions based on your party's affiliation rather than like properly thinking through and critically thinking on individual things. It leads to people just blindly voting for somebody who's the president because they share the same label as them. I think a lot of people are waking up to that, finding themselves in the middle. But Twitter is convinced he's a conservative. What's their evidence for this? He once wore a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt, and he goes to church. I got news for you. I don't know how it is in your states. But yeah, I think like the hardcore Bible, like fire and brimstone people that go to church are generally conservative. I think that's a fair thing. But far more, and again, this is just in my state, but the number of people that go to these mega non-denominational churches, the number of people that go to those dwarf the number of people that go to these more like traditional churches. I'm not here to say which one is better, but if you've ever attended a non-denominational sermon, I have many of them. In fact, I'm considering going back just because I want to get involved in more community things. It's not so much, it's like they rarely talk about the Bible specifically. They'll talk about like, hey, be a good person. Hey, this stuff's going on out there. And, let's talk about being a good neighbor, a good mother, a good father, a good brother, a good sister, a good friend, a good cousin. That's the type of stuff that and again, that's just my experience, but I certainly saw plenty of people who were definitely not your hardcore conservative types at that church. But anyway, the conservatives also do, some issues where they claim him. This is Bridget Gabriel. Excuse me. I don't know who she is. She's a founder and chairman and a New York Times bestselling author. Saying Chris Pratt is a conservative Hollywood actor. He's never said that. Tim Allen certainly has come out and said that he is a conservative. It's never really been part of his. Tool Time wasn't a conservative show. Why? Because there was family values. Now he's kind of embraced it more. But for the most part, whatever. You're looking through, there's lots of people talking about Chris Pratt. But what the real issue is James Gunn said someone is going to die in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And it's literally Twitter, like hoping for it, praying for it to be him. That's what Twitter is. If you look, let it be Chris Pratt. Ooh, please make it Chris Pratt. Replace him with Chris Pine. Twitter loves hating Chris Pratt. James Gunn, all of this. So the top replies, obviously, and this all goes back to where Twitter where they said you have to choose which Chris or whatever. And it was a bunch of whatever Chris actors. I don't think it's healthy or smart to be worshiping anybody in Hollywood or anybody in life, really. But it's weird. And all of the replies, of course, are going to be saying, oh, it's got to be Star-Lord. It's got to be Star-Lord. We've seen, I think, Marvel kind of take subtle shots at his character, and it's hard to not think that it's on purpose. It might be Drax, because honestly, Dave Bautista has said he's too old to continue playing Drax. It could be really. It's not going to be Star-Lord. It's not going to be the Trash Panda. Maybe Nebula or Gamora. Mantis is such an irrelevant character. I mean, she has her. I mean, I think that she is. I shouldn't say it like that, but she's like a minor character. Killing her off would be stupid. They could have teased. I mean, Groot kind of died technically. Obviously, he came back, but it's going to be Drax probably. But this is. I mean, you look at episode 2 of Marvel's What If is one long hilarious dunk on Chris Pratt's Star-Lord. I actually believe that this is true. You see, in fact, this is where it basically, if T'Challa was Star-Lord. Everything is better with T'Challa as Star-Lord. He saves Drax's family, convinces Thanos to not follow his agenda to end the universe or cut the universe in half with a healthy conversation. I'm sure that'd be a great movie. Transforms the Ravagers into a band of do-gooders, much like Robin Hood and his merry men. This is all driven not by T'Challa's strength or trickery, but by his innate goodness and sense of morality. His behavior only confirms everything we knew about T'Challa as a man. But the series also confirms something else, that Peter Quill's Star-Lord is a useless goofball who leaves the most situations worse than when he found them. T'Challa's excellence only shines a light into how inept our timeline Star-Lord really is. Of course, anyone familiar with Guardians of the Galaxy knows that Peter Quill skates mostly by on luck and charm. But What If straight up roasts the reckless and impulsive man who would be Star-Lord at every possible turn. I believe that it is, in fact, a conversation about, the straight white male, Peter Quill. I think that that's exactly what this is. Maybe not, though. You get articles like Jezebel, Hollywood sure knows how to pander to masculine panic. There's all these articles. And by the way, The Tomorrow War was a fine movie. It wasn't great. There were a lot of holes in it, as with any time travel movie. I'm not going to say like, oh, Chris Pratt is such a nice guy, so therefore his movie was amazing. He's been in a lot of bad movies. A lot. I actually think he's done more bad movies than good. Bad or okay, I'll say. But again, the media loves to hate on him. And it's only because they think he's a conservative. They think that. They don't know that that's the case. I hope it's Quill. I don't know. Maybe Rocket. That seems unlikely. I mean, I think that they probably will end a character. I do think it's going to be Drax. That's my opinion. But here, honest to God, love how people say Chris Pratt is hateful. Effing where he's a literal angel. I don't know. That's weird English. But there are a lot of people hoping he actually dies here. This seems pretty hateful. Y'all are so disgusting and evil, wishing that on him just because he's a Christian. Yeah, of course. They want Chris Pratt. Although here's someone saying, I hope it's a Nebula's ugly rear. I think, it's here. Yellow Flash saying, Chris Pratt is trending, and I'm not even going to look. I bet he didn't even say anything. They wanted him dead the last time because a Pratt airplane engine fell off a plane. The far left is this. I didn't even know about that. I don't actually care for the Drax character, to be honest with you. He's too goofy. Like, I thought he was good in the first movie, but, ultimately, he got a little tiring. I think that maybe is James, the director's fault, I'm guessing. A resurfaced statement from director James about how someone will die in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy has fans speculating who it will be. Then why is Chris Pratt trending? It's because that's who they want. And make no mistake, that here you see Brandon Morris, Pratt's the nicest guy in Hollywood, and yet the mere mention of his name sends people into tantrums. Yeah, he might have a different beliefs than you, but stop trying to send him to the blacklist gulag. Calm down, little Stalins. Someone's late to the one's gotta go game. The answer is still Chris Pratt, 1,600 likes. Elliot Page calling him out, reposting that, sorry. If you still consider supporting conversion therapy to be nice, then sure, Chris Pratt is the nicest man in Hollywood. Again, his church had done or supported some dumb things, some backwards things, but he didn't do that. Not even Star-Lord, just Chris Pratt. They just want the man. Here, this person is actually wishing it on Chris Pratt, the actor. Ignorant people on the internet. Chris Pratt is a bad person. Literally everyone that knows him personally. Tom Holland. I love you. Saying Jon Favreau. Here's Josh Gad. Happy birthday to one of the funniest and greatest human beings alive. And my personal Star-Lord. Love you, Chris. Bryce Howard. There are many reasons to love Chris Pratt. His genius sense of humor, his true family man nature, and look at that dazzling smile. For me, it's how he's always thinking of others before himself. He's kind, hardworking, growth-centered, curious, and delightful human. For that, I'm so proud and lucky to be his friend. Here's Film Bayona saying, Chris, between takes, he's not just the funniest guy on set, but he's also one of the hardest workers. Impossible not to love him. Bryce Howard saying, it's true. Everyone around him loves him, but for whatever reason, you see, here's the director. Someone will die in Guardians of the Galaxy. Twitter heathen. Better be Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is actively and publicly supporting homophobia. How? Prove it. The people just make up vile lies about him and wish terrible things on him. I wish nothing but success to Chris. Make that money, secure that bag, and then it would be truly great if all of a sudden you came out as conservative. But not that I care. I really don't care. It's only be a nice F you to all these people. But I'd rather have you around making me laugh and entertaining me, because that's really all I ask of Hollywood actors. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.